I think that the visit is born many, many years ago, in the sense that I think that when I, from time to time, have been wondering about what would be the most significant event for mankind ever to experience, I've always come back to this idea of encountering extraterrestrial life. I think that would be harboring the largest possible questions for mankind, and that's why I have been interested in this. So it's an old question of mine that then now, many years later, has been sort of conceptualized or given form in the form of the visit. I think filmmaking is a way of exploring reality, and for me, exploring reality means to question what is the nature of reality. As I wrote about this film, I don't think that reality is a fixed entity that can be revealed in this or that respect. I think reality depends on how we humans interpret reality, how we view reality. And this has not been the same for all time that humans has been around. This is something that has changed. Idea historically, we can see that how a person in the Middle Ages, for example, perceived reality is different from today. And this is interesting for me because it informs me that reality is not stable, in a sense. It changes. And that change and that potentiality that this change holds is, I believe, very interesting. I like to think that I'm trying to make films that hasn't been seen before, simply because otherwise it's not really interesting for me or for the audience. I think that with the visit I've been trying to create an outside, an out of this world perspective on Earth, on human beings, etc. And for that I made some formal decisions in terms of how the camera should be operated and how the visuality should be, etc. And I also entertained the idea that form and content should correspond in any film. It's of course to the audience to judge whether that has been successful for the visit. But if these formal decisions, cinematography and so on, corresponds to a kind of a state of mind of mine is a different question. That is perhaps even more difficult to answer, but the visit, just like my previous large film, Into Eternity, is a stylized film. It's an attempt to create a view, a gaze on reality. It's also a detached view. There is a distance in the gaze that I seem to use in my films. There are probably some... you could have the idea, of course, that this is how I see reality, and maybe there is some kind of truth in it, or maybe this is how I can see reality. This is something I suppose will be negotiated even further in my coming films.
Let's go out and smash everything!
Outside!
Outside! Ah!